trying to adjust the lighting situation here. It's very light. I think this is better. Bravo, can you hear me? Tökéletes. I think this is better. Hello, everybody. So this is the first of many. Last week I tried to live stream on YouTube, and now I'm doing it once again. I'm having this little series in mind, which will be called "What's Going On," a weekly live stream thing that's going to happen here on the channel, I guess. Yeah, first of all, I'm just gonna play a few songs just to get in the mood because it's Wednesday evening. It's not really party day, but anyway. So yeah, first of all, I like to play a little song that is called. Oh, you know this one. If you know me, you know this one too. So it's always the case. Here it is. Every part. I don't like to go out, drink and get drunk, not having fun yet, as they say. Well, I met you at the airport. You were alone, and I should have known that you would leave. Well, maybe I've done. Go ahead, lock me up. I shouldn't stay for the night, and I wouldn't love you, and I would not hug you the way you wanted me to. And I really want to say this. I want every part of you, every side of you, every little thing that you do. I want every part of you, every side of you, every little thing that you do. Welcome to the stream. People always stare. Few comes and goes. What do they know? That I'm alone. Summer might be shady, and then you weren't ready for me. And I wouldn't love you, and I would not hug you the way you wanted me to. And I really want to say this. I want every part of you, every side of you, every little thing thing that you do. I want every part of you, every side of you, every little thing that you do. It's just to get started, okay? Hey, thanks for coming. It's great to see you all. Being back here again, it's wonderful. So yeah, hi, hello. We are live from Szeged in Hungary once again with this new weekly live stream we're gonna do. Let's see what happens. I just actually released a new video here 2 days ago, which got quite popular. It's actually been my best video so far. It's about why we moved to Hungary and like living in Hungary. You asked a lot of questions here over the last couple of weeks, so we put that video out, and like in 2 days it was 1,000 plays, which is, I mean, not a lot, but for this channel it's a lot. Yeah, so it's amazing. It's Wednesday, and nothing really changed. Um, we're working on the new album still, in one man show. It will be done very soon, and yeah, 10 songs, maybe more, but so far it's 10 songs that will be on the new album. I'm looking forward to it. So what happened was that we just got home today. We have been out. I have been out most of the day because I bought this new tablet, which I'm going to do a video on very soon. It's a Samsung. I used to have iPads, but I needed something for my sheets when we are performing, and sometimes when we are playing. Like drunk people will dance around, and not good things will happen. So I've tried a few times that like drunk people have been dancing into the sheet stand, note sheet stand, and just trashed my iPad on the floor, and it was not good. So now I bought a cheap tablet, and it's pretty good actually. Um, the Samsung Tab A8. I don't know if you're tech interested. Anyhow, yeah. So yeah, we're here in our apartment in Szeged. It's been a lovely day, great weather and everything. This guitar I'm sitting here with is quite a new one. It's a as you can see here, it's a chord. I think it was around 120 euros when we bought it. I'm gonna do a review on it at some point. It's been my only guitar here in Hungary since we moved, which is pretty crazy actually, because back in Denmark I had around 3 or 4 acoustic guitars. So playing all those concerts, I could always switch around. My main guitar was a Lunar, pretty nice guitar. I think it's on most of the pictures in the press of me. But in Hungary, this has been my only guitar, acoustic wise. I also have this one, which is a much cheaper guitar. It's a Harley Benton Jazz Master copy thing. It's pretty cool too, but I normally don't play so much electric guitar, not on this album and these shows. It's mostly the acoustic. I've tried doing it many times, but I've not really been a fan of the electric sound yet. So, um, so yeah, the plan is that these live streams will be mostly talking, but right now it's, how can you say it? It's when it grows, it will be mostly talking, but right now it will also be a lot of singing and playing. It will also be that in the future, but yeah, I don't know. The plan is also to invite guests in, all these amazing people we meet. Also do something on the spot sometimes, and it's going to be around an hour. These small live stream shows. So yeah, but anyway, I also have this bass guitar because when we have to record new albums and stuff, I don't really want to use too many electronic instruments like MIDI computer instruments. I like to do instruments that I can play in real life. And yeah, this is also a Harley Benton bass JB. There's a review on my channel too if you want to watch it. Um, I think most musicians or guitarists, they have this playing face because it's horrible when I play guitar and I don't really like when I'm totally focused on the guitar. I look like a moron sometimes. It's like, so it's horrible. Well, now I'd like to do another song of mine because so far, copyright wise, I think I can only perform my own songs. I don't know, on live streams. I don't know. Maybe we could do some covers in the future, but mostly my own stuff. And I thought we should play one of the first songs that I ever released. Um, it's called You and Me. Normally, there's a girl singing, a very good singer, but now it's only me. And I've changed it around. It was a song that I won a little prize for because I submitted it when we wrote it. I was only around 17, I guess. Quite a long time ago, actually. And it won this award. So, why you wanna treat me like this? I wouldn't know. Where did you go last night? Were you to show? I stayed home by the phone, waiting for a call. Come back to me, girl. I didn't mean it at all. I need you more than I could ever say. All day you were on my mind, and that is why I'm asking you, girl, won't you try to forget who I was last night? 'Cause baby, it's you and me, just like it used to be. I know that you don't agree on all the things I tend to see, and I know that there is a way for you to stay. Just don't believe in me, and there you have the key. How long should I wait for you just to make it right? Did you ever really find time to kiss me goodnight? I would be there for you, waiting for a call. Hey, come back to me, girl. I didn't mean it at all. I need you more than I will ever say. All day you were on my mind, and that is why I'm asking you, girl, won't you try to forget who I was last night? 'Cause baby, it's you and me, just like it used to be. And I know that you don't agree on all the things that I tend to see, and I know that there is a way for you to stay. Just to believe in me, and And there you have the key. This part. Well, not the original ending. Oh, can you hear that? That's the sound of seconds. Oh, I think it was a policeman or something who drove by, and I think he was in a rush. He just needed to go. I think there was a red light, and he just wanted to get home early. I don't know. Anyhow, that was "You and Me," a great song, if I should say it myself. Yeah, I think I've said this many times. It's a bit strange live streaming because normally when I'm out playing and performing, it's much different. I get this reaction from the crowd. Well, most of the time. There are some concerts which are just a pain to play because the crowd is either not listening or they just don't care. But this is also like I don't really get so much of a even if people wrote in the chat, it would still not be the same thing. But it's interesting, and it's I like challenging myself to doing this stuff because it's different. Okay, that was You and Me from actually my first album, Light and Loose, which was released back in 2018 or 19. I don't remember. Not good. Anyhow, yeah. So I don't know. Do you any of you guys play guitar? It would be nice to know if you did. Because I enjoy it quite a lot. I do it for a living mostly. Actually, I was asked here the other day. One of your viewers asked me how much does Spotify pay you something, and honestly, it's really a nightmare because Spotify is not the best in the world. It's horrible actually because I know most of the big artists in the music business. They have their record labels often, which pays around like 10 grand just for a little Facebook ad. And what they get in return is just like maybe $1,000 or something if they spend $10,000. Because it's sadly it is like this rush all the time, and now that everybody releases music, it's a good thing that everybody can release music. Otherwise, maybe I wouldn't have ever done it. But still, it's like when you have these 100,000 songs are being released every day, then it's a lot of noise to break through. And if you don't pay like a lot of money to break through, it's gonna be very tough. Which actually bothers me a lot because, of course, I do some advertisement on different socials, and I pay something, but it's not like compared to what other musicians do. And honestly, I think it's not a good business. If there was a proof or like if there was a chance that you could make a lot of money back, I think it would make sense. But that's not what the music is about, isn't it? I don't know. So yeah. Oh, great to see all these viewers coming in. By the way, you can subscribe if you want. It's free for now. No, it's totally free. It will never cost a dime to subscribe on my channel. I think so. Okay, so I'd like to play a little song which I wrote, and it was released a couple of years ago. It's a song that I wrote, and I thought maybe it could be like an Elton John or something. It's just impossible to write anything like that. It's called Timeless. Excuse me for getting in your way. It's because you mean so much to me that I want you to stay. I just want to thank you for letting me in. I just don't want to hurt you this bad again. And after all that we've been through, I want you to know that I've got you. We could be tireless tonight. We could be heroes, you and I. And we could be tireless together. Enjoy all the weather, you and I. I just want to thank you for letting me in. I just don't want to hurt you this bad again. I'm gonna answer that. And after all in that we've been through, oh, I want you to know that I've got you. We could be timeless tonight. We could be heroes, you and I. We could be timeless together. Enjoy all the weather, you and I. Hey, it's Sam. Sam, Jikit, where are you from? It's I've not heard that name before. It's a nice name. Sam, how do you pronounce it? Sam or Chem? Anyway, how can I move to Hungary? It depends where you're from, because you're from Turkey. Cool. Actually, a little side note: I was supposed to go to Turkey, to Istanbul, to do a show here in November, but it was delayed or postponed. So I will do that one day. Actually, I like to. Turkey is on top of my list of countries that I want to explore and play in. Okay, how is the inflation, man? I'd like to know. Anyhow, um, it's pretty easy to move to Hungary. So if we would set it up as a scenario, I think you would start out by finding a city that you want to move to. And there are several options. There are Budapest, which is the capital. It's a big city. 3 million people live there, also in the metropolitan area. Then there is Debrecen, and it's a smaller city. I think it's the second largest now. It's a very international. You need a visa. Why can't you get it? It's but Turkey. Yeah, well, it should be possible to get. How old are you? Anyhow, if you're not, I guess you can because of the politics, bro. I don't know. I actually have a lot of Turkish friends in Budapest, so I guess they had a way of going there. You're 25, so I think Hungary has this program where you can, if you want to study anything, I think it's possible. I don't know. There, I think if you could find a way in, I think it's easy enough to stay here. Why can't you get a visa? I think you can apply for one, and if you can show you earn enough money, I think it's possible. Yeah, it's well, I think you should. Szeged is also a nice, very international city where we live. It's pretty cool. So yeah, 25. That's I'm. How old am I? 22. Yeah, I am 22 now. What an age! And we moved here not so long ago. In August. It was August the 3rd that we moved here full time. I had an apartment here since February, and it's nice. But how is Turkey? We thought about many times going there, and I think we probably will this year. After all the festivals and the concerts, because from I guess May it will be too busy to even live. It's often how it is. The last couple of years, it's just been so many shows. You live in Istanbul, and it's too crowded. You think yeah, I don't know how big is Istanbul? How many people live there? It's a big one, right? Well, the Turks, they were in 20 million people. Wow. Wow, okay. Then Budapest is nothing compared to this. Actually, where I come from, it's a small island in Denmark. There's about 1,000 people living there. So, and the city or the town that I lived in before coming here, there was 7,000 people. So for me, this second here is just a huge town, um, nearly a capital, because going from 7,000 people to 300,000 people, that's a lot. There's a big difference too. Um, yeah, but I think I don't want to sound stupid, but isn't Turkey in the EU? I don't really want to sound stupid. They are right. Well, they're negotiating, so they are not fully in the EU. Not yet. So I heard there's an election in Turkey soon, right? That's going to be interesting. Anyhow, yeah, but I think if you have the opportunity, you should try to move to another country from where you're from. Like to move here was a big eye opener because before that, I think many people has this feeling that where you're from, it's like the whole world. And of course, you maybe have been on vacations and traveled around, but if you have not tried to live in other countries, it just changed your whole perception of the world. I guess it did for us, and it did for a lot of people we know. So yeah, like now we're in Hungary, and I think the future will hold exciting stuff for us too. I think we want at some point to visit Asia, go around. Of course, all the digital nomads there in Bali. Uh, we should do that someday, but not right now. So yeah, I think if you have the opportunity, you should try to live in another country. It's so amazing. And please, if you have any questions, I live in Hungary, Szeged, a big city. And if you have any questions about this, just ask. It's what we're here for, I guess. Um, how do we do this? Ask questions. Yeah, this YouTube thing is pretty interesting because recently I uh, I started uh, I started a company which is handling all my music stuff, all the concerts, and also all the paperwork because in a year I play around 100 to 110 concerts, and it's quite a lot compared to that I'm just independent still. And so now we are. Hi, Szeged, gyerünk. Hello, Albert. Hogy vagy? Sajnálom, nem beszélek jó magyarul, csak kicsit magyarul beszélek. Értem kicsit magyarul. Uh, öt, 50%. How I learn Hungarian? That's a long story. Miért tanulok magyarul? Right? Why I did that, how I learned it. So I had a neighbor in my apartment here before I moved in here in my old apartment, which was just next door actually. It was a small apartment in second. My neighbor, she was an elderly lady at 90 something years old, and that was actually amazing because she kept the whole yard. She cleaned it every day. It was amazing. The whole garden was just and so every morning she came out. She was up very early because all these old babushkas, these old ladies, they always up early. And you know, I was out playing the night before, and I was waking up at 10. And I was always waking up there, and she was just standing outside. And I didn't really know so much Hungarian because you can look at Duolingo or the other apps, and it's really not something that helps a lot. So every day I tried to speak with her, and the old elderly lady, like we understood each other. It was actually amazing, and that's how I learned to speak a bit Hungarian. And I think the most important thing is starting to look at the alphabet, because if you can pronounce all these sounds, then you can pronounce every word. So if you because like Danish, the language Danish from Denmark, it's so stupid and ugly because most of the words they're not pronounced as they're written. How is it in Turkish? I don't know, but yeah, it's different. Well, yeah, in Hungarian there's a few words which I think sounds very like Arabic. That saying is from the Grosic Academia. Which saying? Oh, Haida Seged. Oh yeah. Do you know that club? Because I wanted to go to see a football match someday, but they're not really existent anywhere online, so they're not even on the football apps. I'm really a huge football fan, and I would really love to go see a Sega de Grosic Academia someday, a match. I know Catch Comedies in the big football division. Yeah, it's really amazing to be an expat. Well, am I an expat or am I just a immigrant? I don't know. Because we live here, we're not just working, we also live here. I don't know the difference. Anyhow, so yeah, it's pretty easy to get settled. Like the worst thing coming here was the paperwork and the bureaucracy. I just bought a car, and I had to pay the taxes, the car tax, and they sent me this not an email but a real yeah, I'm gonna answer that in a minute. They sent me this tax invoice in Hungarian. It was 3 pages in Hungarian, and how am I supposed to know what it says? That's hard. So Sam, if you want to move here, you have to be prepared that it's not so easy because the English language is not so most places they're not so existent. So how often are you in Denmark, and do you have any concerts next time near Odense? Odense, no, not really. I would like to go to Odense in Denmark, but actually not yet. We are planning on this whole Denmark trip with shows in the country, but so far it's mostly in near the capital in Zealand. The problem is my mother language is Hungarian, so I don't explain how to speak this language. Yeah, I think it has so many cases. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Do you know the longest Hungarian word? I can try to pronounce it. I don't know. Speak some Danish for us, boy. Okay, so the Danish language is as a native Dane, I would say the Danish language is not the most beautiful. It's pretty ugly. Whereas Swedish and Norwegian, that's wow, that's beautiful. But Danish is like, "Hi, jeg hedder Frederik. Hvad hedder du?" "Hey, my name is Frederik. What's your name?" And if you can pronounce this rød grød med fløde, rød, because in Hungarian you have this r where you roll, but in Danish it's like the German where you rød grød med frød. Oh, someone will definitely make a short out of this. Horrible. Anyhow, so yeah, the biggest difference is coming here to Szeged from to Hungary, actually, to Central Europe from Scandinavia. Is it's like it's January now, and it's January the 18th, and so far 10 of the days have been sunny. Whereas in Denmark, it's only 1 or 2 days in January, and it's so cold. Whereas here, it's just like it's a lovely weather. And so, yeah, for that case, I think it's nice. More questions, please, because it's easier to talk from. I don't really like talking about myself so much, so for me, it's easier to answer questions. I was doing some interviews for this Hungarian television show, uh, X Factor, and I cannot say so much about it, sadly. But I was in the Hungarian X Factor, and it was always I did all these interviews that wasn't showed for some reason, but where it was all about me having to tell stories about myself and how who I am and stuff. It's hard, and it's actually the most difficult thing for me as a musician to like say, "Oh, I'm Frederik. I'm the best musician," because that's what you have to say sometimes to bookers and venues. Do you play any games? Yeah, I do. Board games or video games? Because we play this board game called Riziko in Hungarian. That's a nice game. If you want to play this with us, you should just come to Seged. We really need someone, me and my girlfriend, to play Riziko with. Anyhow, video games. Yeah, I play a lot. It's not. I don't know. Maybe it's a bad habit, but I play a lot, and it's really like I get so stoned in these video games. I play FIFA a lot, but I've actually also began playing other games. I bought a PS5, and I play a lot on that FIFA and also some other games. I tried this game called Far Cry. It's pretty nice, but after we moved here, I really not have so much time to play games because moving to another country, it's just it's both exhausting because it's a lot of work in the start and also like this big city and country we can drive around. It's just one big adventure. It's yeah. Then video games are not so fun, but of course on the rainy days and the days we're not working, it's good. Uh, the cool thing, and I'm actually very curious about these Hungarians because I really like traveling around and close to Szeged there's a town called Ruske, which is a border town to Serbia. And we visited that a few weeks ago, and it was amazing because it's this Hungarian village town. We also been to Sabatka, Subotica, and also Kiskunfelejháza. Actually, on Friday we're going to Kiskunfelejháza in Hungary to do a show at a place called Aju. Um, why did you move to another country, and why Hungary? Yeah, I moved to okay, so first of all, I grew up in Denmark for around 20 years, 21 years. I was living a short time in London and other places, but I grew up in Denmark, actually on a small island, and I was a bit fed up with how the like we have this perfectness culture where in schools, in job, just in everyday life, in the society, you have to be perfect and have to follow so many rules and on the streets everywhere. It's horrible. And I wanted to get a bit away from that. Um, and also that I had some business stuff happening, which made it easier for me to move also. And Hungary, yeah, I don't know. I came here since I've been traveling back and forth since 2019, and before moving here, I had a lot of shows here, and I was already booked to Scene Festival last summer, and there was a lot of festivals, all the board festival, the wine festivals, and everything. And so for me, it was easier to move to Szeged and not Budapest also because everything was here. And I'm really fascinated by Hungarian history and culture. Um, it's very brutal, some of the history, but it's quite interesting. But I shouldn't say anything. We come from Vikings, who were the most brutal in the world, nearly. So I'm very interested, and that's also one of the reasons why we are doing this traveling around series. Planning on moving to Budapest. Maybe they're too loose in Denmark. I don't know. In some ways, they're too loose. Yeah, planning to move to Budapest. It is on our thoughts at some point. Because when we moved to Hungary, the first obvious thing is maybe we should move to Budapest, the capital. But we chose Szeged, and I'm very happy about that because I have a lot of Danish and foreign friends in Budapest. And when living in like a big capital city, it's Budapest, where the language is English, you really don't see so much of the Hungarian culture, I think, setting them. And they really don't speak any Hungarian at all. Whereas here, you really have to also speak a bit Hungarian, and you can sense the Hungarian culture a bit more than in the capital. But we are definitely going to move there at some point. First, we talked about maybe going to Peach or Debrecen. Let's see. There's so many nice cities and towns. Um, yeah. So first of all, you wrote Albert. Since so many years, the Christmas and January is warm. Yeah, it's crazy actually how warm it was between Christmas and New Year's Eve. It was like 12, 14 degrees. It was crazy. Um, Do you play any other instruments other than bass and guitar? I play occasionally. I play a lot of piano, and I also play drums. I was taught in drums since I was very young, and also I occasionally play the saxophone. Not so much now that I live in a small apartment where the neighbors can hear everything, but I play a lot of saxophone too. I used to at like musicals and stuff, but mostly it's guitar and singing, and mostly acoustic guitar. It's the thing that earns me the most money too. Um, yeah, saxophone's nice. Maxen chic teleni te ah. I'm gonna butcher this so much. Maxent chic teleni hitelen chikeskede And what does that mean, Albert? What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I was actually doing some speeches at some high schools, and some of the students thought it was fun that I totally butchered a lot of Hungarian words. Yeah, I was very impressed by the Hungarian school system because I was going out to do some how you say it speeches, and I was going in with the teacher because I was the guy who did the speeches, and all the students were just standing up and like saying hello, good day, and sitting down. I was like, wow. I asked the teacher, oh, I asked the teacher like, can you make them jump or do anything? But no, it's not a thing. They're just very. Translator said this for your undiscreditable deeds. Oh, that sounds crazy, disgusting. Anyhow, you can see there. It's when I moved here, I made some noise. So yeah, because the big second, what's it called? The big second newspaper. They wrote a big article about me where they brought the like where I come from, the small harbor city, Gilleleje, in the newspaper. It was pretty fun. I was also doing this television show on public television in Denmark, where they visited me here in Szeged for a full episode and went to the Tier and Board Festival with me and everything in May last year. It's quite fun. Sadly, they're really not paying me as they should, like for using my music royalties. That's a bit strange. Hopefully, they will do in the future. Um, I'm not gonna say any Danish swearing words. Not yet. Someday I will. So how is Turkey? I'm really looking forward because I have some friends who just opened a small record label, and they signed a deal with Sony Turkey, and they kept saying come to Turkey and do a few shows because it's going to be awesome. I was like, maybe we should go to Turkey to do a few concerts, maybe in the future. So yeah, the goal is now to travel around. In February or March, we're gonna go to Subotica, Sabatka in Serbia. We're gonna go to Serbia again across the border to this big city and shoot some videos. We may have a collaboration in mind with another foreign YouTuber here in Hungary, who's also quite big on YouTube. But let's see about that. I'm looking forward to this year. The whole European and the world situation with the war and everything, it's a bit scary. But yeah, Hungarian is one of the most swear, swearable. Yeah, they yeah swearable languages. Yeah, I know. I'm not gonna say anything, but I learned a few already. Swearing words. When will you be back with the live stream? So this is the thing. I thought about doing this every Wednesday to build up some kind of momentum, not the party, but the momentum. And I think it may happen, but sadly next week we're doing something, so it's not going to happen. But I think it will be every second day or something. I thought about going live here one day and then another day on Twitch or Instagram, but I don't know yet. It's yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not really looking forward so much forward to these couple of weeks because we're doing have 11 shows in 10 days in Denmark very soon, and that's going to be good. But other than that, it's pretty quiet. So we're going to shoot a lot of videos here in Hungary. If you have any ideas or questions or topics which we should cover, like now we covered this moving to Hungary, living in Hungary. We thought about covering like how all the bureaucratic stuff is handled because for a foreigner it can be pretty hard learning all this. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm just gonna turn this on too. Yeah, it's let's see what happens. Um, I'm pretty interested in the Hungarian culture and everything, and I hope that for the future it will change a lot. Well, now I have really not been singing too much, but yeah, other questions just hit me. I am very curious. Hello, Mohammed Farhan. So yeah, this live streaming thing is pretty new to me still. It feels weird when I'm used to like perform in front of crowds and big audiences, and now I'm just sitting in front of a screen. It's much different. It's a bit scary actually, but I like it. Let's just keep it on. So yeah, the thing was we're gonna. I think we're gonna schedule a live stream one time each month, and yeah, I think it will be the case that we're gonna go live one time each week. I mean, sorry, maybe more. Let's see what happens. It's a pretty nice thing. I just wish that we had more stuff to talk about. I haven't really prepared much for this live stream. If we had more stuff to talk about and more topics, it's easier. So I think for next time I will be doing something because now I'm both live on YouTube and on Instagram. So it's anywho, yeah, moving to Hungary is amazing. Living in Szeged is amazing. It's stressful sometimes, and this whole situation in the world right now, it's pretty scary because not so long ago, you remember there was a bombing in Poland, and when we heard about that, it was like whoa, because Hungary is also close to Ukraine. Oh, but let's see what happens. We don't really think about it too much because if you think about everything that's happening in the world right now, it's just Crazy. I'm trying to write some songs and live my life. Another thing we could talk about is that prices here in Hungary, they've just like increased so much, and Hungary also has the biggest inflation of food inflation. So I remember going here in 2018 or 19, I don't remember. And when we came here, it was hello Emma. It was still pretty cheap to live here. And when we came and went out to eat on restaurants, yeah, are you from Hungary? Um, it was very cheap. You could get like a pizza for in Budapest, the capital, for around 1,500 forints back then. And now you can get a pizza in Budapest for under 3,000, I guess. So it's nearly doubled in 4 years, 5 years. Nice. Sajnálom nem beszélek jó magyarul, csak kicsit magyarul beszélek. Um, so we both live on Instagram and YouTube. So I'm trying to read comments for both of these platforms that we're live on. And I'm sorry if there's quite delay because our internet here in Hungary is not the fastest right now. Yeah, so concert wise, I am. You live in Sega too. Wow, that's nice. Isn't it just a wonderful city we live in? It's actually everything. Well, most of everything has shut down. The libraries, the museums, everything because of the energy crisis. Uh, and yeah, it can be a bit boring going around now because only the restaurants are open now, and they are so expensive for some reason. I got a little bash saying that Hungary is cheap because it's not, and especially not cheap for the Hungarians with Hungarian salary. But uh, bocsánat, sajnálom, elnézést. I'm very sorry for saying that. Hello, Johanna, peachy, sure, that's a good beer. So another thing we could just bring on the table here for my ideas. You should help me with this one. So we are starting this series on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff, where we are tasting different Hungarian Kapenies Marcel. Hello, how are you? Where we are tasting different Hungarian delicacies. So the hello. So the plan is that in the future we will do this series where it's just like 3 minutes short with multiple cameras. And the idea was the first video should be the cakes, Hungarian cakes, where we have dió torta, dobos torta, something else, kremes, and then I should react to these because I've still not had so much Hungarian food yet. And we would also do it with other things like beer and wine. So if you had any ideas of like what kind of taste review test I should do of Hungarian reaction stuff, Hungarian food, and delicacies, just tell me. I don't know if I want to drink unicum, but other stuff than that. It would be quite interesting. Yeah, and we're doing this live stream, which is just this weekly thing we're starting up now to just say what's going on, because what is going on right now. The latest video was pretty good. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on my channel on YouTube. This is Frederik News. It was about all the Christians. Fat paprika and palinka. Yeah, but yeah, maybe. I heard you have something. I was so shocked about it. Disnotor or something, isn't it? Doesn't it? Disnotor, where you meet the whole family meets up and you kill a pig, slaughter a pig, and that's just a party. I heard that from some Hungarian friends. It would sound like crazy. What? Yeah, Disnotor. Isn't it called Disnotor? I think so. Szerintem. Um, it was. I heard it and I was so scared. Let me know what's it called. It's called. But yeah, is there other traditions we should explore too? That's also the question. Hello, Mr. Valid. Disno Vagas. Disno Vagas. Yeah, it sounds scary. Invite me to one and we will go. How are you doing? I'm doing very good. How are you doing, sir? Um, We actually also there's this big Chinatown in Budapest where we're going soon. It's what's it called? I don't know. It's if you have need to get the big part in Budapest, they have the Chinatown not so far away, and it's quite interesting because a lot of Chinese people live there, and we were there a year ago, and we met up this guy, this Chinese guy living in Budapest who migrated from China but had worked in Denmark. Wow, what a coincidence! And we were sitting there eating at the table, and we only saw Chinese people out there. And hello, buddy. And we were in this Chinatown, and what had happened was that we had to get something to eat in Chinatown in Hungary. And okay, so I studied Chinese in high school, and I wanted to show off, and I said, "Oh, sure, John Wan," like we speak Chinese, and the guy answered, "No," I said, "Woman, she Damayan. We're from Denmark. We're Danish." Uh, Big fan, bro. Nice. Hello, Extintosaurus. And what happens is this Chinese guy in the middle of Budapest says, "Det kunne I sgu da bare have sagt," which is like he said, "Well, you could just have said that in Danish." Um, yeah, I can play a Hungarian song in a minute if people will not tune off. I will do that in a minute. I will do the song I wrote in Hungarian, the X Factor song. um, so Vagni to cut Vagni, yeah. Okay, Vagnok, Vagnok. I cut. I don't know. Disno. Okay, Disno Vargas. Ah, nice. To cut down the pig. Horrible. You're looking so cute, mashallah. So yeah, hello Denise, how are you? Are you live from? Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do this song called Aserat Nyelvin Bese. It's just a short, very short version of it because I'm not gonna play too much. You have to pay for that. No. Ain't a killer, neked, katten krøl, sol. Mikor először találkoztunk, olyan jó volt találkozni. Énekelj! Nem értem a nyelvet, idegen nyelvet beszélsz. Oh, nem értelek, nem értelek. A szeretet nyelven beszélsz. And so on and so on. Okay, so that was a song which, when I studied Hungarian, before we moved here, it's we had this chapter in these books where you study. I think it was called Sedatem or something. Love. Oh, don't get me wrong. Sedatem. Yeah, and it had all these Hungarian love words. And as a songwriter, I just picked up these words like I'm thinking about you, get the girl. So, cable on what fret? On a fifth fret. So if you want to play it, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna show it to you. 1 minute. So the chords are pretty easy. You can write them down for the internet. Cable on fifth fret, and it's this chord A. What's in English? Not diminished, but the opposite. Not a seventh, but an A May seventh. I don't. To C to F, and then the chorus is D minor seventh, G seventh, C. That's most of the song. Anyway, Falusi disco. What's that? I don't know if pig slaughter has culture in North Europe, but in Hungary we can make anything of a pig. Really? Yeah, mine, not a minor seventh. Can you make everything out of a pig? I am not gonna think about that anymore. What can't you make out of a pig? What's not possible? We don't. I don't think we have that in Scandinavia. But I can tell you, in Denmark, on the island I'm from, we have this tradition where we take a fish head actually, and put cake powder, cake dough inside and cook it. Like you carve out a fish head. It's so disgusting. Actually, they have kind of the same thing on the Faroe Islands, because they do it with a, yeah, they do it with a bird, like a, yeah, like a big, not a dove, not a seagull, but a big like sea seagull, seagull. So Disnoshide, I've had Disnoshide. What is Disnoshide? It's this. I think it's a sausage, right? And I've tried it a few times, and after I've eaten this Disnoshide, it's I thought about becoming a vegetarian again. What is it? I don't even. Maybe I don't want to know. What is Disnoshide? It- What's it made of? Because it looks weird. But I think that's gonna be for the taste review. It's gonna be Disnoshide and Peak Kolbas, which is from Szeged, and also July Kolbas, which is from Jula. We're gonna go to Jula very soon because it's a quite interesting place. Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. Hello. So yeah, live from Szeged, Hungary. This week I will go to Kiskunfélegyháza and have a live for that. I'm assuming. I don't know if we're gonna have a live for that for the taste review. I think it'll be some videos on the internet on YouTube. Um, but we will go to Kiskunfélegyháza on in the weekend on Friday. Yeah, Friday the 20th, right? Yeah, and do a show there at a place called Aju. I'm not promoting too much, but if you live near Kishkun Haza, and if you are some kind of a Kishkun, you should go there. It's going to be a party. We already got a lot of bookings for upcoming festivals this year. I'm not going to mention any names. What's your channel? Don't think I've seen it before. Okay, my channel is This is Frederik Cornelius. Originally, it has some pig organs and some head meat in the decent shite. No, not. You're kidding me. Oh, oof, that's not really my thing. Um, yeah, and you should go there and see the videos we're doing there. They're pretty interesting. It's about Hungary and Hungarian culture and our reaction. So yeah, I've had Disno shite. I've also had some Slovene kolbas, Slovenian sausage. This Central European area which we're based in right now, it's pretty interesting. You have all these cultures, and also the size difference because we went to this small city, not a city, a town called Shandor's Place, north of Szeged, and when we went there, like I think 6 or 7 thousand people live there, and we went there and like, wow, what a nice town. And people are saying it's not a town; it's just like something you drive through a village. Whereas in Denmark, where I'm from, there's 7,000 people, and that's definitely a town. So yeah. Somebody asked me if I have any games I like to play on the Steam Deck, and I do. And the Turkish guy here, he also asked me before. Uh, I have a few games I like to play on the Steam Deck. I like this game called Stardew Valley. It's nice. Anywho, um, so what is this live streaming about? Oh wow, Fighter Channel. Lightning is a bit different, so I was confused. Lightning was a bit different. Different. What kind of lightning? What do you mean? Did you think I was someone else? Okay, nice. Have a good day. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, I think we will eventually stream once a week, maybe more, but I will schedule it more. I call Shandor Falva village because the infrastructure is like a little village. Yeah, maybe. But again, it's not so horrible. It's not like the roads are so destroyed as they could be, because actually, it may be fun to hear for you guys, Hungarians and people here, that in Denmark, most people don't know anything about Hungary. They know about Orban or they know about Hungary as a like Budapest. And then when they think about, hi Miriam, when they think about outside of I'm both live on Instagram and YouTube, and when they also think about Hungary as like out like the villages, they think about people driving horse carriages and everything. So it's they have their view of Hungary is different. Hello, Asa, how are you? Welcome to this small live stream. We're discussing my thoughts on Hungary and answering questions. It's pretty funny. You just missed my Hungarian song, my X Factor song. I wish I could really tell you about the X Factor experience, but I think I have to wait 7 months because signed a contract, and I'm not allowed to say anything. Sadly, it's going to be a history for the books, certainly. So if you stick around for another 7 months, maybe we're going to have a little chat. You will be surprised. The main opposite example of Shadowfall. Yeah, Mordhalem. So yeah, I know, but isn't it also politically? Isn't there also some politics involved in that? Because Mordhalem is smaller than Sándorfalva, two small villages here in Hungary, and it's like the best infrastructure ever. They have everything. They have Prima, which is a nice shop. There, everything is it's crazy. Hello, Shiva. Hello, Ferenc City. To all the Hungarian viewers, nem beszélek jól magyarul. Hát beszélek nagyon jó angolul, és dánul, és németül, és kínaiul. Magyarul nem jó. Tanulok magyarul. Can you sing the song again? You want to hear the song? I can play another song for you, actually, in Hungarian. Csak rád gondolok, a szerelemre gondolok. Hova mentél neked? Nem értettem semmit. A téged kereslek mindenhol. A téged kereslek folyamatosan. Hova mentél, miért is lettél? A téged kereslek mindenhol. And automatically my viewers on Instagram dropped. Very nice. That's the thing, because when I'm both doing this music in the one hand and also all this travel thing in the other hand, it's hard to blend it together so that people want both. Yeah. Campfire guitar. Hello, how are you? I came from Insta. Not gonna lie. You came from Insta. That's nice because here it's also better. YouTube is much better. Remember to subscribe. Um, okay, Miriam. When are you coming back to Sega to visit us? We are looking very much forward for you to come back. It's just up to the fact that where you're from, what you call a village or a town, compared to where I live, Shadowfall has double the population. Where do you live, Capenus, myself? Because for me, it's a town. I would call it a town. Oh, yeah. And for the people who live in a village with 100 people, my village is huge. Yeah, of course. I mean, 100 people and 200, that's a village. In Danish, we would call it a flække, like something you drive through. Um, Yeah, so that's my other Hungarian song. A téged kereslek mindenhol. I live in Zajol, next to Szolnok. Okay, Szolnok. Yeah, we it's on our list of places to go. Actually, this YouTube thing has been pretty nice because um, after we did this, like the subscriber growth of just it's amazing. Hello, Lisette. How are you, Kunvari? Are you all right? Long time no see. Um, do cows and sheep count? I don't know if you live in a farm and you have 400 sheep and 500 cows. It's a town. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, but it's quite interesting now that you have a car. We're driving around everywhere, and we went to Romania a few weeks ago, and it was much different because people drive so crazy there. They also do in Hungary, but it's really not the same. Also, I was in Egypt a few years ago. That was crazy. The cow to people ratio is important. Yeah, it's very important. I think you always have to mention that. I'm also good, Frederik. Miriam, have you subscribed to my YouTube channel yet? I don't think you have. You are welcome to stay in our nice new apartment here. Anyhow, yeah, so Marha, yeah, that's a cow. Lo is a horse. Marha pörkult. So you only think of eating the animals when you think of an animal. Okay, well, that's of course great. All these Hungarians. Sziasztok, magyar mindenkinek. Sziasztok. Okay, I have a question for you Hungarians. Do you really say hello stok? Because I heard you say it, and I think it's just isn't it just a slang or a joke? Is it a real thing? You say hello stok. I know you say sziasztok, szervusztok and stuff. Hello stok. That's great. You say that. Hello stok is a word. Crazy. I'm gonna say it to all the crowds I meet from now on. Yeah. So now, okay. So this summer we have a few concerts and festivals here in Hungary. We were approached by some of the big festivals, but I can't really say anything about that yet. I will soon. I'll speak a chic. Um, but very soon I can announce something. Because last year we played on the Scene Festival. I hope we will do that again. It was pretty nice. This year another Danish guy is coming, Lucas Graham. He's coming to Szeged. Wow, that's crazy. This small city. Because actually, a fun fact in Szeged, there were there were one Danish guy for 21 years who's been living here in Szeged. And then he contacted me. He's actually my booker. And then he contacted me, and I moved here. So like that was an exponential growth of like 100%. And other people moved here, and now like we're three Danish guys, Danish people here in Szeged. And there will be a handball player going here too, so maybe with his wife and family. So all of a sudden, Szeged is just like crowded with Danish people. I know there's a few Norwegian people also. Okay, so other places I've been to, Ketchkemead, the goats town, that was nice. Hortmetsu Vashahe, the beaver market place, that's also a nice place. Hello, Evie, how are you? Hoje vais, Evie? Hoje vais, Anna, Laura, Naj. Um, yeah, so yeah. Again, if you haven't, I'm also streaming on YouTube, which is a better quality, I think. You should go onto This is Frederik Cornelius on YouTube. It's where we do all these series about food and Hungarian stuff and my reaction to everything. And very soon also travel blogs to Serbia. See ya. And so it's a lot of things are going on right now, and it's great. I just would like some more help on how to do all this. Gotta leave. Rock on, dude. Hello. See you next time. Campfire guitar. Rock on. Not on your. Köszönöm. Um, so, which languages do you speak? Hungarian mostly. Hello. Thanks for dropping by, Sophie and Roberta. Nem beszélek. Szia, tudsz magyarul. Kicsit. Beszélek kicsit magyarul. Tanulok magyarul. Most tanulok magyarul. Beszélek jól angolul, jól kínaiul, és jól németül. Hát a magyarul nem jó. Maybe in the future it will be better. I speak Danish too. Uh, maybe in the future it will be better. So very exciting. So yeah, for the first taste review we're gonna make, we're gonna taste some good Hungarian delicacies like dobos torta. Have you had dobos torta and diu torta? And also kremes. That's gonna be the first video. And after that, I think we're gonna try some palinka. If YouTube is not gonna demonetize or anything. Was Hungarian easy to learn? Was Hungarian easy to learn? That's a stupid question. It was very difficult, and I've still not learned it. You were really good on the X Factor. Oh, thanks. You know me from X Factor. I was actually doing this. Thanks a lot. I was doing this speech at this high school, which you talked about earlier, and I was in one class with like people in the first year of high school, and it was like mostly young girls, Hungarian girls in this class where I was doing the speech, and I was just after the X Factor in Hungary, and I was told to go there to have a speech about hello Martin, how are you? A long time no see, missed you, and I was going there to do the speech about widening your horizon and traveling to another country and stuff, and all the questions were about me and my X Factor performance, and the fact that they mysteriously cut me out, which I'm going to tell you in about 7 months from now when my contract is ending. So yeah, we're both live on YouTube and on Instagram. It's quite interesting. Hello, Revi. How are you? But Hungarian was not easy to learn. The most difficult thing is still the cases, the grammar, and also that it's so it's one of the hardest languages. Yeah, I heard. And I studied Chinese, which is not so difficult. The writing is difficult in Chinese, but the language is not, and it's hard to say really. I think that the most difficult thing was the pronunciation, but when I mastered that, it was mostly the grammar and all the words that are so different to other European languages. I'm very good. Not Junior. Köszönöm. Thanks for dropping by the way. To all of you guys, thanks for dropping by. Um, it's a pleasure to be able to have this one-on-one conversation with all of you guys. Uh, I think it's. Did you eat dan salami in Hungary? Yeah, actually, we when we were in, I guess it was Spar or when we were in Alti, they had this dan salami. Honestly, I've not had it here, and maybe we should try it. But I think either it will not be different, or otherwise I will be disappointed. Um, I saw that food reviews and food in general works very good on YouTube and social media. So I think I worked also as a chef for a few years. So I think I will do a lot of food related stuff in the future. But I don't know yet. Let's see. Yeah, hit me with all the questions. Oh, Lisa told you about me. That's nice. She's a very nice person too. I was lucky to meet her during the X Factor too. Me as a Dan salami. Well, a Dan salami is this Danish salami they sell in supermarkets. For next time, I have tried it, but let's see. I'd watch that for sure. Perfect. Nagyon jó, tökéletes. Um, Basz meg. Isn't that a Hungarian swearing word? Yeah. So yeah, and another thing that surprised me coming here was also that all of the Hungarians I'm meeting, they are also like all the time like discussing politics. It's just all Hungarians are just talking shit about everything. It's it's really Hungarian actually. I heard. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Yeah, you seem very interested in this salami. Well, I'm not interested. These people on YouTube who are also watching the live stream, they are very interested in Dan Salami. Probably because that their only reference of Denmark is this Dan Salami, maybe, and welfare state, I guess. Yeah, so I guess some of you guys saw the Hungarian X Factor performance. That's not my only Hungarian television performance. I was also on the Szegedi Hír Televízió. Hello, Victor Elias. How are you? Long time no see. You're one of the first guys I performed with on some festivals. It was a great time back then. We are both live on Instagram and YouTube. That's why I'm looking like this all the time. But yeah, I wrote this song called Aseretet Nyelvén Beszélsz, and that was actually my first foreign language song that I wrote, and it was in the X Factor. It was different. Um, and there's a part in it which is very like funky, and I wanted actually to continue that part for longer than just like this small part. Like it goes from the chorus. Aseretet Nyelvén Beszélsz. It's very funky, very vibey. You can dance to it, I guess. Yeah. So I wanted actually to continue that part throughout the song. I'm also on Instagram on Cornelius Frederik. I have some questions for you guys, honest opinions, because yeah, it's pretty nice. So I have some questions for you Hungarians. Is it hard to Nehis? Is it hard to pronounce Frederick Cornelius? Because brand wise, it's been my brand for a long time. I used to be called just Cornelius, but I chose my full name, Frederik Cornelius. But I'm really interested in, is it hard to pronounce? And another, what's your YouTube name? So yeah, I'm live on YouTube, which is where I'm mostly active. It's called This is Frederik Cornelius, as Frederik Cornelius. Talking about politics, watch yourself going too close to the border. You end up on the other side. By the way, sort of send you here. Wow. Well, not sort of, but I don't know. It's actually something everybody asks here in Hungary. Why do you come to Hungary? Like you're from Denmark, where you swim in gold and everything. Yeah, and I think I will make 100 videos trying to explain the reasons why I moved here. But the most simple reason is I wanted something different, and I wanted to live again because, yeah, I found Insta Life. You're there now. Oh, but you shouldn't leave on the other one. It's dropping my viewer rate. No, I don't want to talk about politics. Really not. Uh, there was actually a big booking, well, a management agency who wanted to manage me in Budapest. Who, when they contacted me and everything, they said, "Okay, you have to be very make these songs be like Carson Coleman, be politics, politics, politics." And I was like, "Please no, because I'm not Bob Dylan. Have you heard my songs? They're all about this imperfectness and love and stuff, and it's very silly." But yeah, so I'm trying to stay away from that. And the border, yeah, I don't know. Do you know Shandor Rosa Shandor, the outlaw, the Hungarian bandit? Hello, Lily. Hogy vagy? Hello, Stock. Because I read into that when we were in Röske, because that's where Shandor Rosa was born. I know it's very dangerous. Nemio, Nemio, Shinos. Um, yeah, that's why I'm not going to talk about it. You can make me talk about it. They also tried to make me talk about it in the X Factor. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't know anything about it. And I'm not from Hungary. I'm from Denmark. So for me, I should stay away from that shit. So yeah, quite interesting. I can so for the sort of Chan, yeah, two enemies. So yeah, I can do a little not a rumor. I can play something for you because now I'm working on. You're not from right, but I found your stuff online and I really like your sound. Oh, thanks. Where are you from, Isa? So right now I'm working on my new album, One Man Show, and the idea behind this album, it's very like light, and it's most of these songs are pretty laid back. You can, it's like My Favorite Wine is one of the songs. They have this summer vibe, and you're from India, but I live in France. Wow, don't we just love this globalization? It's just wonderful. And I'm from Denmark, but I live in Hungary. Anyhow, so yeah, what I wanted to say is that my next album, after One Man Show, will be a more serious album, and it's an album I'm already working on right now, and most of the songs are very personal. The greatest bed chat here, yeah, Shandor Ocean. But yeah, so that's it's a quite interesting album. I can play something from it. Oh, I'm not gonna play it because then it's gonna be stolen and everything. But I'm gonna play another song from that album, and I just need to tune my guitar. Wait a minute. Wait, just 1 minute. It will be very fast. I have a string that won't tune. It's quite annoying. You smell like roses. I smell like wine. My lips are close to your heart tonight. 'Cause I'm gonna love you 1,000 times tonight. I'll pick you up at 5 a.m. Ain't got no time to catch your name, but I'm gonna want you 1,000 times tonight. Maybe I need something that only you can do. Take me out of this place that keeps me from getting to you. But I'm gonna want you 1,000 times tonight. I'm not gonna play more because then you're gonna steal the song before it's out. Not good. Hello, Hans. Hans, my good photographer friend. Um, I'm doing this live streaming in English because I'm watched by millions of people on on YouTube right now. So they don't speak Danish, I think. Well, it would surprise me if these millions of people on YouTube would speak Danish. Yeah, for me and for Danish people, it sounds very exotic to be live from Hungary. Snow Patrol. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. So the plan is for this series of live streams that we're going to have a guest each time, either physically or someone I'm talking to on Skype or something. And that's going to be like a podcast speech thing. Sometimes it's just going to be me alone discussing everything, but other times it will be like a together chat. And that's the future, and that's the goal for this. Um, yeah, so fun thing. I was doing this charity concert for Ukraine when the war broke out. Because I just moved here. I think when I moved in, the day I moved to Hungary, the war in Ukraine broke out. And 2 weeks after that, I asked all the musicians, the big, well-known bands in Szeged, do you want to play for free for me? And we're going to do this charity concert for Ukraine. And yeah, we did it. And the Szeged television came and did an interview and stuff with me. So that was the first time I was in television before X Factor. That was quite interesting. Gotta go now. Been a fun stream. See you next time. I hope you come back. Remember to stay tuned and subscribe to the channel. It's gonna be weekly. We're gonna do this. So yeah. But now I think it's also time for us to end this stream. It's been a pleasure, and I hope for next time that you will come and have a little chat. Be sure to stay tuned on my social and in YouTube. I will announce it in good time so you can order some fast food or pizza or make some popcorn. Thanks for watching. I hope you will be back next time. And yeah, it's been great. Jó éjszakát kívánok. Jó éjszakát kívánunk. Thanks for dropping by. See you next time.